Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Quad V live from MSI's Beat It 2010 in Beijing. My name is Tosspot and I'm joined by Irakanji, the artist formerly known as Cole Irakanji, now out on the streets alone, ready to bring you Counter-Strike 1.6 semi-final action between Lions and fnatic, an all-Swedish affair. Irakanji, your thoughts?
I think it'll be a good match, and I think we'll see fnatic take it 2-1, something along those lines.
2-1. What gives you the faith in fnatic?
I think they have a bit more experience than Lions, and I think they probably practice against Lions a whole lot, so they know how they play. So also saw Karn looking through a few demos ahead of time, which may give them a bit of an advantage, I would say. So I would go maybe 2-1, maybe even 2-0. I have a lot of faith in fnatic here. So
you do, yeah. I've felt the faith this weekend, but the Lions side did win their group. Did get through what was the harder group unscathed, and they walk around with a swagger.
I think so, yeah. They beat EG pretty handedly, so it's something a lot of teams have yet to do, and so I think it makes them feel confident coming into this match, and I think they have a lot of pride in themselves, so we'll see how they do.
Right, we are underway on the pistol round as two EG players look like they made their way in towards the double doors. They did, sorry, fnatic players. They did poke their head out there, but they managed to do a grand total of 2 points of damage to them. Into that B site go the Lions side, and Fiat is going to cover as that bomb gets planted. Here we go, Fiat is going to make his way through, but he takes a long time to put down Get Right. Really, in the end, didn't know what he was doing, but the Lions have got 2 more frags, courtesy of Nico, and didn't see who got that other frag, but Exit is down, and we're at a 2 versus 2 if I'm right. And it's going to go the way of the Lions as Nico finishes off with a hat-trick of frags that round. And the Lions pick up the pistol round, and a little bit of stress just floats off their shoulders. Yeah, definitely. I spoke about Karn reviewing a few demos, but it looked there like Lions might have as they saw a few CT players in the middle and instantly took the bomb site. So well done there by Lions. How readily would you have studied demos before a big match? It really just depends how confident I feel against the other team. If I'm really confident, I don't want to kind of mess with my players' heads, mess them up and make them think, oh, the team's doing this or doing that. If I feel like on paper we're the better team, I kind of usually let it go a little bit. But, it's good to watch at least a demo or two, especially if you can watch it with a map you know you're going to play ahead of time. That's always very helpful. So I walked past the EG team earlier on. The one line I got was from Lurpus saying, I saw a few of their demos from earlier on in the tournament. Yeah, I spoke to him, I'd say an hour ago, and he told me he watched 8 of their demos today. So he's done his homework, and doesn't look to be paying off too much in the early goings of that match, but they might be able to bring it back. Yeah, they are losing at the moment, if you're unaware, on Inferno. The 2 semifinals being played at the same time at the moment. As Lions now nade in, look to take control. The threat was the man who was spotting as 2-3 players made their way past the double gates, double doors, as Forest lies in wait at long A. Interesting position here from Get Right and 2 buddies. Your thoughts? That is definitely a bit of a trap. A lot of Ts like to come long on Ecos because it's really hard for CTs to fight back because of the long range of the AKs. So would have worked, I think, pretty well had they gone to the A-bomb site via long A, but as they are walking in towards B here, I think it's going to be a bit of a bust. Crystal picks himself up the bomb and now will make his way in towards the top site. Puts the bomb down. Khan does get himself a frag onto Fiat, but Lions stretch out in towards CT spawn and find themselves 3 frags courtesy of Exit, and there's not much left. There's 1 man in spawn still to go, and Nico finds him as Forest, and that'll be round number 3 and our first buy round for fnatic. And now we have a game on. We do. I think we'll probably see DSN with the op patrolling the A-bomb site with Karn holding down B, so it's a pretty solid defense by fnatic most of the time. We'll see what Lions has in store to break it apart. 3-0 the score. The Lions with the perfect tonic to start. A look of shock from you there as that nade gets pinged in. There's a bit high of a nade there from DSN. I think there might have been maybe a bit of mouse excel with Windows 7, who knows.
Here we go. Bomb with Crystal is still stuck back in spawn. Long A seems to be the wrong route to go every time. Fnatic have been heavy there. We saw 2 men down there with DSN.
A bit of a B fake here from Lions, which could work pretty well. Usually when they know Fnatic's playing long, that means only 2 guys are anywhere near the B bomb site. So if they can make it a 5v2, maybe even a 4v2 and have somebody flank middle, they might have some success here.
He's going to make his way in towards that site, gets himself the frag onto Khan. Now it is Exit to desperately try and cover the gate with as much smoke as possible. Bomb will go down here from the Lions as Crystal enters the code. Is smoked, but sorry, is flashed, but is going to go down as well. It was Forest that took the frag, but Forest paid the price with Nico lining up the frag. We're in 4-on-3 off the plant at the moment, with the Lions looking to close this one out. Fnatic have decided to save their guns and will go into the next round with perhaps 3 men armed up, but they will find themselves 4 rounds down.
Yeah, it's really hard to retake B bomb site, especially if you're down a man. It's virtually impossible in my opinion. Way too many places T's can hide and peek out and get you. So smart decision here from Fnatic, I think. And if they don't lose too many men, they should be able to buy next round, I would expect. Probably drop 2 guns and somebody force buy with a FAMAS light armor, something along those lines, I would expect.
They got themselves in the end, I think, 3 frags out of the round. They do exchange weapons willingly. And we're over to the Lions, who this time will go long A. 3 men ready to make their way down here, and they find Fnatic. DSN opens up the fragging for Fnatic, but 2 men down. Gux and DSN are out. And Khan quickly comes around. There's going to be another 2-man obstacle laid down for Fnatic as they make their way up towards the crossover. And they dart back. The Lions have seen enough. Nico gets himself the frag on to get right as well, watching his 6. And this is going to be an important little setup here for the Lions. They get out of here and get to another bomb site. They've divided and could well conquer their Patriots. Khan, though, gets himself the frag on Nico, who was just a little bit greedy down there. Into the B bomb site go the Lions as Khan will rotate across, and Fnatic are going to chase this one with Forest leading the push into B. And Lions have been slow to get there. Not sure whether they'd run into any trouble. Make their way forward. Exit gets himself the frag, but Forest, lovely reaction frag onto Exit, and then goes down at the hands of Threat. 5-0. Expensive for Lions on the last 2, though.
Yeah, I really like that call by Threat there. They heard Fnatic nade long heavy the round before, and it's very rare that a team's going to run the same strat twice, especially on CT side. So they called a pretty nice counter there and took out a few guys quick at long A, and after that just waited to get smart mid round CS to take it out.
5-0. At what point do alarm bells start going for Fnatic?
Well, this map is probably the most T-sided map, easily the most T-sided map, excuse me, on in Counter-Strike today. So it's not really a big deal so far. But Fnatic will need to get at least 3 or 4 to make this game second half, I would expect.
DSN double AWP frags and makes it 3 as well. Nico goes down, make it 4. Oh, DSN on fire. Who's left? It is Exit, who is going to run the gauntlet of DSN. Can he finish it off, or will someone steal the ace off his toes? He does. It's Gux that gets the frag with that FAMAS, and we're at 5-1 now, and a little sigh of relief for the Swedes.
Yeah, definitely a big round there. Kind of build your money up there when you only have a few guys die. I think only 1 guy died, actually, so that was really well played by DSN. Some good op shots in the middle, and maybe we see a momentum shift here.
What else has he got in the locker? Well, he requires people coming his way. Gux can hear people, and is expecting an incoming call. There's nothing there because the Lions have escaped into the jungle. go. Threat picks himself up the frag onto Khan. Forrester is down as well, and Nico and Threat have both opened up this B bomb site like a can of tuna. And Crystal lays down the bomb. This round should be going the way of Lions, who have reacted perfectly to losing that 6th round by getting 3 unanswered frags. Get Right and DSN now must evade. DSN, more importantly, because he's got the AWP and less health. Get Right does get himself 1. He's going to go down, and now DSN is all on his own. Excellent AWP shot onto Exit. But as far as exit frags go, he's only going to be getting the 1. And fnatic out of weapons.
Yeah, I think it might be possible that the Threat has a really good opinion of what fnatic's doing here. He obviously played on fnatic for a few months there. And it seems like wherever fnatic is stacking is focused, the Lions immediately turn around and go the other way. So they either have a traitor on the fnatic side, or maybe Threat just has an idea of what they're trying to do.
Can talk us through that little roster merry-go-round that happened in the Swedish teams at the sort of turn of the year. Who's it benefited the most? Because Lions are coming good now. fnatic have always been good, and SK just won sec.
I think maybe it benefited everybody in the long run. fnatic found out that they may need Gux to win, and chemistry is important. And I think SK got a really good player in Madi, so I think it worked out well for all teams. Lions is obviously playing really well now, and at the past few tournaments, so, you know.
Everyone's a winner.
There you go.
All hold hands. And here we go. Forrest is going to make his way up the catwalk. That will be Nico to finish off the frag. Khan does chase out 1, but Get Right goes down, and Khan will follow. Fieta will take both of those, and we are at 7-1. He said you wanted 4 at halftime for fnatic. Well, they've got 6 rounds to get 4.
Yeah, it could be a bit tough here. Lion seems to have the number so far.
Do you have any idea who picked this map? Or eliminated?
I did not see how that happened.
What good are you to us, Andrew? Here we go. Crystal will right at the top of catwalk. Needs across. Wait, as another need comes back around, trying to find that fnatic man. It's Gux, who's lost about 54 points of health, but has caused a lot of kerfuffle at the top of that catwalk, and that's why, because he's got himself the frag onto Nico. Exit goes down as well. fnatic 2 men up here, and these next moves by the Lions are crucial. Do they keep going, keep walking that gauntlet that is really struggling, or do they change it up? The problem that the Lions had is they were victims of 2 undisciplined frags up to where they shouldn't have been. Gux is down. Threat claims it. Fiat looking to see whether anyone rushes over from B. And it's going to be Forrest that was, in fact, occupied in spawn. Quick rotation here from the Lions on the assumption that they're following Fiat, and they'll rush in towards this B site and perhaps take control of it. Well, there it is. They were looking for the man. It was Get Right and Khan, and fnatic have got their number. Last man standing is Threat. He's doing a lot of damage in spawn, but Get Right will finish him off, and fnatic really up to the game.
Yeah, pretty solid round there from fnatic. Could be in money troubles here if they lose this, but really well played. Good rotations there at the end. Get Right hopped over to B pretty quickly. And pretty nice round there. Played all around pretty well by those guys.
Warp shot rattles its way down the middle, and fnatic dart back on board with DSN looking long A. Thread opens up the fragging onto Khan, and there is work to be done here as shots going towards that B site. And let's see whether DSN's got anything. He doesn't. Makes his way over the top, and the Lions have yet to commit to B fully. Which way do you think they're going to go?
Looks like they might be mounting up for a B take here. They did pick off the first B defender, and they've taken time to hopefully let the CTs rotate back to A. We'll have to see. I think Forrest is the only man inside of the B bomb site. Actually, I'm incorrect. He has a friend there along with him. But it does look like Furt will lead the charge here for Lions as they come into B.
Warp out, ready to rock and roll. Here we go. With the clock also ticking away. Lions have got to make something happen. Misses an opening shot, does get the second, but Forest has helped himself to that one. And they've got to get Forest down quickly, and they have done. Frag from Exit. Now Threat goes around the back, and they're all sandwiched up the Fnatic side, but DSN at the double, and HE and an AWP will surely shut this round down. Exit is low on time and low on friends, and he's dead. As we're up to 7-3 now, and Fnatic are starting to put points on the board.
A couple of huge kills from DSN there. Really shouldn't get that first kill. Kind of a bit of a bad whiff by Threat there. Box got in the way from Bit. Probably could have saved his bullets, waited a little bit longer, made it an easier shot, but pretty well played all around. Fnatic appears to be going back to this long A setup. Didn't work too well early in the half, but might have figured it out. They've actually snuck Forest in the lower B for a quick kill.
And it's Exit that has paid the price. Forest pushes along, claims himself one more, and this is a buy round for Lions.
Yeah, they're going to have to kind of resettle here, rethink what they want to do. It's kind of tough when Force picks off 2 of your players before you even know what happened. Not sure I like the idea of a Force spy, but I guess they want to kind of keep Fnatic's money low. Going to have to pick up a few more frags to do that. Looks like they will keep working toward the B-bomb side. I would imagine Fnatic has a couple guys in there.
Shots being rattled down to the back towards Khan. There are at least 2 players still in that B tunnel. Crystal is one of them as he will fire on through towards that site. Khan is going to get himself the return to Nico. And Crystal is going nowhere fast, though he did drop Forest, but it's all onto Threat, who can't close it out, and we're at 7-4 the score. And, Fnatic are in trouble. Oh, sorry, Fnatic are looking good.
Yeah, looked really good there. Nice behold by Karn. Has to feel good for him. He had a couple rounds early in the half there where he got picked off first, which always is a little bit demoralizing if you're a player, and especially even more so if you're a leader, because you know, kind of leave your team a little bit leaderless there. Makes it a bit tough if they have to retake without you, I would think.
4 rounds left in this half, and the pendulum is very much swung back in Fnatic's way as Khan has got 4 frags this round. The last man standing is Threat, and he's not standing anymore. And 5-7 the score. Fnatic on a real roll here. Kind of expect a reply from the Lions, but they haven't been able to come up with one suitable.
Yeah, Fnatic turned the tables nicely so far in these past few rounds, and it looks like they might keep going with aggressive style setups as they have done on Catwalk a couple times.
Shots coming in as Threat is going to dart through. It's going to be Forest now is going to have to make amends after Get Right was fragged, and the Fnatic side are just teetering, but Forest's frag onto Nico has evened things back up. Feared will go looking. He's got Exit backing him up inside the B tunnels. Flash comes in toward him, and he patiently waits. Shots being fired on then, I assume, from Forest at the back of that site. The Lions side are not enjoying the lion's share of possession of the headlines in this one, as they struggle to get their way through. 7-5 the score. Trying to make their way up the catwalk now. It will be Gux and Khan to claim 2 frags for the Fnatic side. Quickly, the favor though is returned by Threat, who's falling on the wrong side of DSN's AWP. DSN is not able to get anywhere. Exit is push along with an AK frag onto him, and Fnatic are going to save the target, and that'll be the round. The Lions got out of there with some weapons, at least.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of tough for them to buy. I think those guys obviously don't get money for leaving out the round, but they do appear to have bought. Fnatic may have figured something out here. They've mounted a pretty strong comeback in the past few rounds, kind of letting the Lions come into them and then picking them off one by one.
Lions have bought this round, and we've got 2 left in the half. Big difference between Lions going in 9-6 or 8-7 down. They have to look at this as an opportunity to state their intention. Give fnatic an inch and they'll take a mile.
Yeah, 6 or 7 rounds in, it looked like Lions might run away with it. And now it's almost a time to try to salvage the half for them. Definitely have to get as many rounds as possible on T side. CT is just so brutal on this map sometimes.
NiKo clicks a frag onto Gux, and fnatic are down, but equalized up briefly by DSN's AWP, but he's gone. Fiat takes the frag. Nade comes out towards him as Crystal's going to try and make his way to the crossover. Fiat has been picked off by that HE as well. As Forrest has got himself one back, and NiKo goes down. The Lions will make that crossover, but they won't get far, as they didn't look both ways when crossing the road.
I kind of like the play by Crystal there. Yeah, he threw the bomb across to an invisible teammate, I believe is what happened, and it may have been a chance to kind of trick fnatic into maybe thinking they had a few, maybe a few T's top A. I think all 3 fnatic players were long A there, so it's a bit of a sneaky move by Crystal if that was the case. A bit creative, I would say.
Last round of the half, 7-7. fnatic have done very well. They've won 6 on the bounce. And the tide has very much changed in this game. As DSN looks down long A and gets nothing. 3 players going to come catwalk as the Lion side go in search of victory. Here we go, shots coming towards him. NiKo collects the frag onto Gux, but DSN claims one back, as does Get Right. Crystal has been busy with a frag onto DSN. The bomb site does belong to the Lions side, though. Bomb planted. Forrest and Get Right will nade up from A, so it's going to be a catwalk retake if they can get there. But NiKo is going to be the one waiting for them. Khan picks him off, and here we go. Forrest makes his way in towards the site. It's a 3-on-2. Make that 3-on-1. Khan has down Fiat, and who's that last man standing? It is Crystal, and he's going to get 2. He's 1 versus 1 to save the round. He may have done enough to wind up that bomb clock anyway. Forrest is the man who will get that frag, and now we'll move towards the bomb, and will get the defuse. 7 rounds in a row. fnatic go into the half, 8-7 up. We'll be right back here on Quad B for half 2 of map 1 between fnatic and the Lions. Come back, ladies and gentlemen, to the semi-final between the Lions and fnatic. We have ourselves a cracking match in store. fnatic going in at halftime, 8-7 up. The Lions, from a 7-1 position, relinquish 7 straight rounds. How do you combat that, Eric Angie?
I don't know. They've got to be a bit shell-shocked there. Looked like they could, easily pick up 12, 13 rounds at the start of that. And to only end with 7's got to be a bit of a heartbreaker, but you got to put it behind you and, just trust in your CT side, believe in yourselves, and hope you can bring this back.
I can tell you the score from the other match. EG won from Tyloo in the first map. And here we go, action kicking off. Sorry, EG won 16-14 as NiKo and Threat combined to pick up the first frag, but Fiat is down. Crystal has down Forrest, though, at the other side, and the Lions team have got 4 frags to the good now. It is all on Get Right and his 20 points of health, and he's going nowhere as we have the round to the Lions as they start positively. The second map for this game, just FYI, is Train. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, fnatic is really, really insane at Train. Based on that, I would assume this was the Lions' pick to play Dust 2. Could be wrong on that, obviously, but yeah, fnatic's definitely a strong Train team. Used 2 op setups with Forrest and DSN both opping different bomb sites. Makes them pretty formidable. Pretty tough team to beat there.
Here we go. fnatic will see this as a real opportunity to get to that map with a map already in the bag and take the pressure off Train if they can get there.
Yeah, we have a Deagle Force Spy here from fnatic. I would assume they all typed about 1-4. Not sure what happened, but Get Right with 2 big frags to start.
Yeah, that opens everything up as the Lions lose 2 players. The question is, what were they able to do with it? DSN drops Exit. This Deagle round is going right the way Fnatic would have wanted. As Gux claims himself the frag on a Fid, there's only 1 man left standing, and Fnatic have forced their opponents to crumble as they have crushed them like a can of Coke. That's about the strongest analogy you're going to get of me at the moment. As bomb planted and Nico's got himself a bomb to defuse or just sit in the corner and scream really loudly. And I think that's what he's going to do.
I would imagine some Fnatic players would be chasing him here, trying to get this final gun for the Lions. That's a really tough round for the Lions to lose. Fnatic didn't even get the bomb down on pistol, so they were unable to afford AKs or Galils in that second round. Just basically Deagles in light armor, but Get Right came up with 2 really big frags there. The CTs were trying to, in a way, stack the catwalk, and I believe he walked out middle and popped the bottom in the head, and then finished the top falling guy with a few bullets from his Deagle.
Oh, there's that round gone. 5 frags, 3 of them to HGs, 2 of them to grenades, 2 of them to the machine guns, and that'll be 2-1. Fnatic now up by 10 rounds to 8. And this is looking very, very impressive from them.
Yep, I think we'll see Lions save one more time, so they'll have turned around a 7-1 deficit into an 11-8 advantage, I believe, which is pretty impressive, to say the least.
Fnatic side know when they're beaten, and the answer is they're not beaten, as they continue time and time again to impress. If you want to talk about lineups of consistency, this one has had it.
Yeah, I would say, I don't even know how long, at least a year and a half they've been winning tournaments together.
Even before then when they had Tentpole and...
Yeah, the core with Karn, DSN, and Forrest has just been winning since, I guess, 2006 is when they first formed the basic core of the lineup.
Yeah, they had that ESWC where they played MIBR in the final. Did they win that? I think they won that.
I believe that was 2005 ESWC, and they actually lost. I believe Tentpole had a really nice ace in that round with a bomb
right.
or something like that.
I casted that.
But I believe they lost that, but definitely won a few championships that year. And then 2006 and 2007 were both really good years. Not too much
So basically they've been good for 5 years.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I haven't been good for one yet, so maybe one day.
I had a great day a couple years back.
That's that's
on a public.
That's big.
I went big. It's huge. Here we go. 3-1 the score. Yes, yeah, Lions are on a bye round now, and they need to pick this up because this game is slipping away from them fast. We are at 11 rounds to 8, 3-round negative for the Lions, and we're finding that the first frag is going to come from Exit. DSN down, and what is to follow? 3 men go long from Fnatic. They are the last 3 standing because Khan has been shut down by Nico, and Fnatic have work to do here.
Sector clear.
Forest clears the way. As Fnatic will make their way to the crossover point. 3 versus 5. They're under fire, but great shot from Gux delivers onto Fit, and Get Right gets into the site with a full complement of health as they nade up towards that catwalk entry point. Get Right is going to put the bomb down on the top. No, decides to move it inside so his players can defend it from that top position. Good little change of pace there. Had the time to do it as well, it would appear, as the recovery's been slow. And had he been fighting it down here, the Lions would have pushed in from long A and would have done some damage. But now we're at 3-on-3 suddenly. Forrest and Get Right explode with 3 frags between them. And well, if Fnatic lose this map, I will eat my hat, because they are on song here. 3-on-5, they go in, they get the bomb planted, and then they deal with the other 5 players.
Yeah, pretty impressive round from Get Right there. Led the charge into A. Switched up the plant spot based on what he saw from the Lions team, and then picked up 2 huge frags along with Forrest to win that. So great play by him.
Now this must have forced a save from the Lions, who haven't won a round in 4. And in fact, going further back than that, have only won, what, 2 rounds of 12. So fnatic have this game all but in the bag now, as this will take us to 13 rounds to 8, and 3 away from glory as we go to a massive bye round.
Yeah, what an emotional roller coaster that Lions must be going through here. Pretty much had all the momentum and everything going their way to start. It's just slowly has slipped away from them, and now seems to be completely in Fnatic's favor.
But that is what the difference is between champions.
Yep, coming back when you're down and finishing when you're up is the way to be the best, especially in CS.
You said that before.
Did I?
I don't know, but it sounded rehearsed. Threat picks himself up the frag onto Gux. And the Lions start well. Crystal makes it a better start with 2 more frags. And this one won't be Fnatic's round, surely. Crystal has his hat-trick frag and there's just 1 left. It's Khan. Isn't going down without a fight. Does drop Crystal and now makes his way in towards that site. Fiat finishes him off. And the other Swedes make the headlines now with a round on the board and work to be done, but positive stuff from the Lions there. And, you know, with a scoreline of, 13-9 now, there's only 4 rounds in it. Perhaps, if anything Fnatic can do.
Well, I think that if Fnatic just keeps doing what they're doing, it's going to work. A bit of a lucky kind of situation there for the Lions. Crystal caught a couple guys coming through smoke. Pretty easy frags for the most part. So if Fnatic takes it smooth, I think they'll be okay here to finish out this half. No reason to run through smokes and get too crazy with it. Just play their game, and I think they'll end up on top.
Fnatic very careful to slow the pace of this round down, and you don't want to see any momentum changes in this one. We are set in a real tricky position as through the gate comes Gux and picks himself up that frag onto Exit. That's going to change everything as there's no linchpin for the Lions in the middle. Threat does claim himself the life of Get Right, but Gux is in there to complete the man advantage as Forest and Gux add to their numbers, and there's only 1 man there standing, and Gux has got his hat-trick frag, and we are left at 6-2 in this second half. That's a 14-9 score, and we're going to have, will it be a save or a bye for the Lions? They're going to want to, they don't want to let it get to 15, but then they want to, if I want to continue stating the obvious, they don't want to let it get to 16 either, so.
Yeah, good little round from Fnatic there. Put Lions in a bit of a tough money situation. And I would expect to see more of the same from the, I would say the Swedish camp, but they're both Swedish, so from the Fnatic side.
Here we go. Khan is on the prowl. We have Threat pushing through as Nico goes in. Forest is now at the crossover. Looks right, looks left, looks right again. Now we can safely cross the road, except for the man with a gun. They don't teach you that when you're in school, kids. Here we go. Lions open up with 3 frags. It's never safe to cross the road, kids. As the Lions have 4, and they need just 1 more to take themselves their 3rd round and prevent us going to match point. Sorry, bat point, of course.
Kind of feel like Get Right may be delaying the inevitable here. I'm sure the Lions will be posted up all around, waiting to take his head off as soon as he comes around certain corners.
Yeah, if he wins this one, I think they'll lose. He doesn't, though. And we're at 6-3 in this second half, and still, again, the Lions, if they do something special, are in this. They're only 4 rounds down. It's not going to take the biggest shift in the world to turn the game on its head, but they just have to make that shift.
This is a really big round here, I would imagine. Fnatic may have to save if they lose this. So it's definitely a round that Lions wants to win to kind of bring that momentum back in their favor, I would expect.
Exit is stood stationary, waiting on anyone coming in towards that B site. Doesn't look like anyone has. Khan is there as well. Flash comes in and Khan down. Threat is waiting as the Lions have work to do.
Looks like the T's may be holding for a bit of a B take here. But I believe the Lions, as of the moment of speaking, have 2 positioned in that bomb site.
Oh, Forrest tries to line up the shot, doesn't get it, and Exit picks him off. Gux is going to avenge, and that may allow fnatic in towards that site. They are taking a few shots from afar, but this should be fnatic's, and Lions now have to make their way up towards the double doors and clear this one out. There's 2 men pushing in. It's going to be a real hard to slog, and that'll be map point fnatic now as Khan gets the killer frag. Crystal downed, and we are at 15 rounds to 10.
Yeah, you really can't trade rounds if you're on the CT side. For the most part in Counter-Strike, the money system will just beat you and kick you while you're down. So I would imagine we'll see some Thomases, maybe a few Deagles, and not a lot of nades from Lions.
Now, from your perspective, I mean, you call fnatic winning. What's put them that class above their opponents today?
I think it's the way they adjust mid-game. I'm not sure if it's Karn kind of calling the strings, but it seemed to me that they figured out really quickly what the Lions wanted to do on T side, and came up with a good counter. And they've done the same thing here when they've lost rounds on this half. They switch it up and they go into something that works, as well as just using a really good communication and aim. And it really is tough to beat when you play a team like that.
That's proven by the Lions side, who ripped through yesterday, had a great day. Yeah, today not so much. fnatic have been busy signing autographs all day here at the venue. They've helped themselves to one more. Gux and Forrest claim frags as Lions answer back up with 2 of their own. Forrest has one. And there it is. It's DSN to down Exit, and the map goes the way of fnatic. And they have really followed through with their great potential. And barring that 7-1, I guess you could say a mini collapse at the beginning, there were no doubts as to where that game was going.
Yeah, that really kind of showed their stuff there toward the end of the first half. And almost convincingly won by the end of the match. So well played by them. But, you know, you can imagine Lions doesn't feel too terribly about it. They showed that they can compete and even dominate at some points against this fnatic lineup. So I would expect map 2 to be a bit closer, and just have to see how it goes.
We'll be back. We're moving on to train. You're on Quad V.